The Bipartisan Committee of Parliament has today finalized on a framework that will guide negotiations between the government and the opposition.
There were three broad areas. The first was to examine whether we could go by what we call executive order or a presidential gazettement. The second was whether we would adopt a purely parliamentary procedure. And the third is whether we can adopt a procedure outside of parliament.
Members from the Kenya Kwanza and Azimio coalition saying the talks must not follow the BBI route to avoid being thrown out by the court.
We have unanimously agreed that we cannot be established or go ahead on the basis of an executive order or presidential gazettement. And there are many reasons for that. But the most basic for now is that you will recognize that in the respective issues submitted by both parties, there is contemplation of issues touching on the Constitution, which might well require constitutional amendment.
The members, through co-chair Otiende Amolo, said some of the issues would require constitutional changes, ruling out the executive order route to avoid traces of the executive being the initiators of the amendments.
You will remember that the Supreme Court held in the BBI case that no amendment can be initiated at the instance of the president. And for that reason, we recognize that to the extent that some of those issues have been raised by the president in parliament and also through these talks, then we would stand in danger of negating our work.
In the framework agreement signed by the members, they agreed on modalities under which the talks may be suspended or terminated.
We have unanimously endorsed and agreed to the framework agreement.
The talks will be suspended for 7 days if they fail to reach consensus on contentious issues. However, if they further fail to agree on the issues after the 7 days elapse, the talks may be dissolved by a notification of a member. The sitting will resume on Monday, where the members will be expected to determine if the talks will follow the parliamentary or extra-parliamentary route. The Bipartisan Committee has ruled out conducting the talks by way of executive order to adhere to the Supreme Court ruling that the President cannot initiate amendments to the Constitution. Giverson Minor, K24 at Bomas of Kenya, Nairobi.